Hi there, my name is David Price Francis, and in today's Energy Worlds video we're going to be focusing on the question, is the mind the soul of the brain? Now this question has interested me for many years. The idea that our brain is physical, our brain is held within a cranium, it's held within a bone encasement, and it is a physical entity. But our mind, could it be that our mind is electrical? And so we have expressions in the language like absent-minded, mind out, mind over matter, presence of mind. We never talk about brain out or brain over matter. We sometimes talk about being brainless. But what it's getting at is that our brain is a physical power, a physical being in a way, and our mind is the energy that animates it. Let's look at our physical body. Our physical body is flesh and blood and bone, and we can touch it and it's physical and it's here. But what causes us to be able to move our hands or speak? It's the soul. We call it the soul. The soul is the energy that animates the body. Well, could it not in the same way be that the mind is the energy that animates the brain? And when we change our mind, we start to make new patterns and pathways in the physical matter of the brain. So it is true that when we change our mind, we can literally begin to change the material nature, the neurons, the pathways in our brain. So it would indicate that our mind is more of an electrical entity, and our brain is more physical. Let's take an example. When Einstein died, he was clearly famous for having a special kind of IQ or intelligence quotient. When he passed away, they actually took his brain and pickled it and they took slices from it to see what made it different. Was there something that stood out that made it dramatically different than other brains? And they found they couldn't actually spot anything. Well, that's because they could only look at his brain. His mind had already gone. Because the mind, as I said, the mind is electrical. The mind can travel. You know, we can become absent-minded because our mind's gone somewhere. We can lose our mind. Where did that go? We have these amazing expressions to do with the electrical nature of our mind and the more physical aspect of our brain. So the question for today that I'm putting forward is, could we think about the mind as the soul of the brain in the same way that we think about our soul as animating our body? And if so, then we would anticipate that when we change our mind, we change the content of our mind. We can have an open mind, which means we're allowing new impressions in. We can have a closed mind, which means we're blocking certain impressions. We can have a narrow mind, which keeps us with a narrow view. We can have a penetrating mind. We can have a curious mind. We never say any of these things about our brain. Our brain is the supportive tissue. And one further thought, which is, when someone presents you with a question, can you name the top movie stars or top news of the week? That's not an IQ, that's not an intelligence test. It's not an IQ test. It's simply a memory test. And our memory is only one small part of our mental faculty. We have much more powerful creative impulses. We have much deeper chambers in our mind than only go with what they currently measure with so-called IQ. Personally, I believe we can be, and naturally are, more intelligent by the time we get to the end of our days than we were at the beginning, because that's the experience of living. We add new content to our mind. Now also into that, of course, comes the study of alignment and attitude and many other things. But today, really just wanted to put that question. Could it be that when we think about the mind, we can think about it as the soul of the brain? Just like our soul animates our body, our mind animates our brain, and the mind content changes according to our focus, according to what we bring into the realms of the mind. So I leave that with you, and if you want to find other examples of how the mind turns up in our colloquial speech, there's many examples that cast a little further light on this. If you've enjoyed the content of this video, please do like, subscribe, follow, make a comment below, or if you find other expressions that cast light on the brain and the mind, just jot them in the comments. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next Energy Worlds video. Bye for now.